Welcome to this episode of Randoms. In this video I am telling you 3 things that could have kept Pablo Escobar alive if they hadn't transpired. Pablo Escobar was a Colombian drug lord and the leader of the Medellin cartel, one of the most powerful and violent drug trafficking organizations in history. Born in 1949, he rose to power in the 1970s and 1980s. Now let's get on with it. This is one of the most famous mugshots of Pablo Escobar, taken after his arrest in 1976 by Colombian authorities. In 1976, when Pablo Escobar was arrested, he was caught for transporting 39 pounds of cocaine near Medellin to the United States. Now this mag shot was took after his arrest, and was used against him as proof he was into drug trafficking by Colombian Justice Minister Rodrigo Lara Bonilla. He was one of the first high-ranking officials to aggressively pursue Pablo Escobar as a drug trafficker. Pablo in his defense urged the minister to provide proof in 24 hours to back his accusations. The mag shot was then known publicly, which caused Pablo a lot. Now think about it. If Pablo hadn't been arrested and the mag shot taken, the minister wouldn't have had concrete proof to tag him as a drug trafficker. Now the second reason is when Pablo decided to enter into politics. In the early 1980s, Pablo Escobar attempted to legitimize himself by entering Colombian politics. He presented himself as a successful businessman and philanthropist, funding housing projects, soccer fields, and infrastructure for poor communities, which earned him local popularity. His goal was to gain political power to protect himself and his cartel from extradition to the US, becoming a congressman in 1982. In 1982, Escobar joined the Liberal Party and was elected as an alternate congressman for Jairo Ortega, a full congressman. This position gave him access to diplomatic immunity and the ability to build political influence. He continued to portray himself as a man of the people, advocating for social programs while secretly running the world's largest cocaine empire. Rodrigo Lara Bonilla exposes Escobar in 1983. Justice Minister Rodrigo Lara Bonilla publicly exposed Escobar's 1976 drug arrest and his ties to the cocaine trade. Lara Bonilla's accusations led to Escobar being expelled from Congress in 1983, humiliating him and marking the start of his violent war against the government. Now imagine this with me. If he hadn't joined politics, he wouldn't be known as public figure in the sight of Minister Lara. He would have conducted his cocaine business under the government's radar. Now before we move on to the next and final reason, I kindly ask you to like and subscribe to my channel for daily random updates. Now to the final act. While Pablo was in La Cathedral, he continued running his cartel and settling scores. One of the most infamous incidents was the killing of 2 of his former associates. 1. Fernando Galeano and 2. Gerardo Kiko Moncada. Both Galeano and Moncada were high-ranking members of the Medellin cartel, managing significant portions of the drug trade. Escobar believed they were stealing from him and possibly plotting against him. In June 1992, he summoned them to La Cathedral under the pretense of a meeting. Once inside, they were tortured and executed. Their bodies were later disposed of, allegedly burned or buried. Now with this, I strongly think if Pablo hadn't killed his associates, the government wouldn't have tried to transfer him to a different prison, nor him trying to escape. And with this, he would have served his 5-year sentence as agreed with the Colombian government. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and let us know your thoughts and questions in the comments.